Good morning, Mahipal sir. Good morning, students. We are facing one minor technical glitch here. We have to end this meeting and we will start back at 8:15 sharp, dear students. This meeting will be ended now because of technical issues. All those who are in Trishaps or Zoom requested to leave this meeting and log in back at sharp 8:15 a.m. We will be starting at 8:15 a.m. Thank you.
Good morning, students.
Aishwarya
Let's get started with the prayer.
यस्य विभूषणं सुजनता शौर्यस्य वाक्संयमो ज्ञानस्योपशमः श्रुतस्य विनयो वित्तस्य पात्रे व्ययः क्रोधस्तपसक्षमा प्रभवितो धर्मस्य निर्व्याजता सर्वेषामपि सर्वकारणमिदं शीलं परं भूषणम् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
Well, welcome to the class, my dear friends. I think some technical issue today, and we will be accommodating more students now. So before we could get started with today's topic, what is today's topic, by the way? मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है. What is today's topic? अरे वाह, LLP. अच्छा, good. So today, before we get started with LLP Act and meanwhile, let other students also join. Let me just quickly share one video with you with respect to partnership. Willing to? So let me just open the video so that it will be easy for you. Are you ready? Able to see the video? Video screen? Is it audible and able to view? The host, if you can, co-host, if you can just reply to it.
Yes, sir. Audio and video both are clear.
Thank you, sir. I think again some students have started scratching it. Great.
The relationship of partners within a firm is usually governed by the agreement among them. Such an agreement may be expressed or implied and may vary with the consent of all the partners. When there is no specific agreement or when the agreement is silent on certain points, the relationship of the partners with regard to the rights and duties is governed by Section 9 to Section 17 of the Partnership Act. In the absence of any agreement between the partners, every partner has certain rights. This is known as the rights of a partner. These include the right to take part in the conduct of the business, right to be consulted in all matters affecting the business of the partnership firm, right not to receive any remuneration in addition to his share in the profits of the firm, right not to receive any interest on capital contributed to the firm, right to receive 6% simple interest per annum on loans and advances, right to share profits of the firm equally, right to access the books of accounts of the firm, right to be indemnified by the firm for the acts done to protect the firm from losses, right to be consulted at the time of admission of a new partner, right to use partnership property for the purpose of partnership business, right not to be expelled, and right to retire from the partnership with the consent of all the partners. It should be noted that these rights are, however, subjected to a contract between the partners. That is, the partners may provide by a contract that these rights shall not be available to some partners. Let's now discuss the classification of duties of partners. Duties of partners can be broadly classified as absolute duties and qualified duties. The partnership relationship requires a high sense of loyalty, good faith, and integrity. Hence, absolute duties are imposed by the law and cannot be varied by an agreement among the partners. Qualified duties are those which depend upon the contract between the partners and therefore can be varied by express or implied agreement among them. The partners of the firm are free to decide their mutual and respective duties by way of an agreement. Let's now discuss the absolute duties of a partner in detail. 1. Duty to act in good faith. It is the fundamental duty of every partner to act in good faith. He should be just and faithful in dealing with other partners. 2. Duty to carry on the business of the firm to the greatest common advantage. Every partner must use his knowledge and skill for the common benefit of the firm and should not make any personal or private profits. 3. Duty to render true accounts. It is the duty of every partner to keep proper accounts and render correct and true accounts to one another. 4. Duty to give full information. Every partner is bound to provide full information to the other partners regarding material facts relating to the affairs of the partnership. 5. Duty to indemnify for the losses caused by fraud. If some loss is caused to the firm due to fraud of a particular partner, the firm has the right to recover the same from the partner. It is important to note that the firm and the other innocent partners shall be liable to the third parties for the fraud caused by the guilty partner, but can recover the loss only from the guilty partner. And finally, the duty not to transfer his rights and interest. The relationship between the partners is of mutual trust and confidence. A partner cannot assign his rights and interest in the firm to an outsider so as to make him a partner of the firm. Let us now discuss the qualified duties of the partner. 1. Duty to attend to his duties diligently. It is the duty of every partner that he should diligently, that is, carefully attend to the affairs of the business of the firm. 2. Duty to share loss equally. It is the duty of every partner to contribute to the losses of the firm. In the absence of a contract to the contrary, every partner is liable to share the losses equally. 3. Duty to account for personal profits. If a partner derives any profit without the consent of the other partners from partnership transactions or from the use of any partnership property, name, or business connection, he must account for it and pay it to the firm. 4. Duty to account for profits in a competing business. It is a duty of every partner not to carry on any business similar to or in competition with the business of the firm. If a partner carries on a business of the same nature, as in competing with that of the firm, then he must account for and pay to the firm all the profits made by him in the business, and the firm is not liable for any loss. 5. Duty to use the firm's property exclusively for the firm. The property of the firm belongs to all the partners, and if a partner uses the firm's property and makes personal profits, then he must pay back the profit to the firm. 6. Duty to indemnify for willful neglect. A partner guilty of willful neglect in the conduct of the business, causing loss to the business, is bound to compensate or indemnify the firm for such a loss. Now, let us move on to the concept of the authority of a partner. The authority of a partner is the capacity of a partner to bind the firm by his act. Every partner is jointly and severally liable for all the acts of the firm while he is a partner. This authority may be express authority, that is, it can be desired at the authority which is expressly given by words, spoken or written. The expressed authority would be the authority granted to the partner, and also such unexpressed authority which would logically be associated with such actual authority. For example, when the partners has been asked to take care of sales, the partner would logically be authorized for fixing the price, credit limit, arranging the goods for sale, etc. The authority may also be implied authority. Implied authority of a partner is the authority which is ordinarily available to any partner to do the routine business of the firm. However, the firm will be liable only if the following conditions are fulfilled. That is, the act must relate to the normal business of the firm, the act must be done in the usual way in which such a business is carried on, and the act must be done in the name of the firm. For example, suppose a partner purchases certain goods on credit in his own name, which is also dealt with by the firm. The firm is not bound as the act is not within the implied authority of the partner. After understanding the implied authority of a partner, let us understand the various acts of the partners which are covered under implied authority. These acts include buying and selling of goods, in which the firm deals, receiving payment from the debtor due to the firm and giving valid receipt of the same, engaging a lawyer and defending a suit brought against the firm, engaging servants to perform various business activities of the partnership firm, borrowing money and pledging goods of the firm as security for the pledge, drawing, accepting and endorsing negotiable instruments in the name of the firm, and settling accounts with persons dealing with the firm. Sometimes a partner assumes a little too much about his implied authority and tries to misuse the facility. So to avoid such misuse, a partner may be prohibited from any act by certain restrictions. Here, we will discuss the acts outside implied authority. Statutory restrictions imposed by the law do not empower the partners to commit the following acts, that is, to submit a dispute relating to the business of the firm to arbitration, which means settlement, to open a bank account on behalf of the firm in his or her personal name, to compromise or surrender any claim or portion of claim by the firm, to withdraw a suit or proceedings filed on behalf of the firm, to admit any liability in a suit or proceedings against the firm, to acquire immovable property on behalf of the firm, to transfer immovable property on behalf of the firm, and to enter into a partnership on behalf of the firm. It should be noted that if a partner still does any such things without express authority, the firm will not be liable for those acts. Let's now examine the restrictions imposed by a partnership deed. The restrictions on implied authority may also be imposed by a partnership deed. This provision is contained in the first paragraph of Section 20 of the Indian Partnership Act, which states that the implied authority of the partners may also be restricted by an agreement between them. Here, it is important to note that the firm will be liable for restrictions imposed by a partnership deed if the person dealing with the firm has no knowledge of such restriction. But if the third party knew about the restrictions, the firm will not be liable to a third party. We also have a concept known as partner's authority in emergency. According to Section 21, a partner has authority in an emergency to do all such acts for the purpose of protecting the firm from loss as would be done by a person of ordinary prudence in his own case in the same situation. The firm will be liable only if the following conditions are satisfied. That is, the act must be done in an emergency, the act must be done to protect the firm from the loss threatened by the emergency, the act must be reasonable in circumstance. Let's now move on to discuss the concept of liability of a firm and its partners to a third party. This will be discussed under two headings. Firstly, liability for wrongful acts of partners. A firm is liable to the third parties for all the wrongful acts of a partner, where loss or injury is caused to any third party. However, when a partner has caused loss to the firm by his misconduct or wrongful act, the other partners can recover compensation from the guilty partner. Secondly, liability for misapplication of money or property by a partner. This occurs either when money or property is received by a partner and then misapplied by the same partner, or when money or property is received by the firm and then misapplied by any of the partners. The firm is liable to make good for such loss incurred. This provision is contained in Section 27 of the Indian Partnership Act.
Well, good morning, friends, and welcome back. Today, being a technically issued day, let's not dig into the technical issues and let's start with a beautiful concept called the Limited Liability Partnership Act. How many of you have revised this? Come on, guys, I'm asking to you, how many of you have revised this? Am I audible? Yes, sir, but only half, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Revised a bit, sir, with the only name, sir. Okay, very good. How many of you took seriously yesterday's my talk of with respect to mock examination and made your mind clear that yes, I will attend all the mock examination irrespective of situation. Sure? Great. Yesterday in the chat, one of the question was not answered. It was with respect to deadlock management. Any student who have asked that, what is a deadlock management? Can any of the student answer this particular question? What do you mean by the term deadlock management? Guys, come on. No proper management, okay? I believe if I don't receive the answer, it means to say that I am not audible to you all. My dear friend, let me tell you deadlock. Dead end suna hai? Where you don't have an option. You're stuck. Yes or no? Assuming there are two partners and both the partners do not agree on things. Partner A says this is right, partner B says this is absolutely wrong. There occurs a situation called deadlock. In a company where the shareholders, the directors performing on behalf of the company do not agree on the same thing, there arises a situation called deadlock. Deadlock generally means neither you are able to move forward with majority nor you are able to stop because it is important for the organization. Clear? What is the meaning of embezzlement loss of substandrum? कौन है भाई ये? C. Raj. Okay, anybody who wants to answer this? Loss of substandrum. Guys, come on yaar. No one? Nobody wants to attempt this also. Loss of core ethics, loss due to misappropriation. Loss of core ethics could be correlated to that, my dear friend Chirag. Great. So today, let's move on with LLP. How is the Josh? Come on, we have already lost 45 minutes, yeah. शुरू करें? पक्का? Okay, my dear friend, the answer सुनना. LLP is a hybrid model. What do you mean by the term hybrid? Hybrid का मतलब क्या होता है? Combination, mixture, a mix of two. So, my dear friend, if you remember partnership and if you also remember companies, there are plenty of advantages of partnership and disadvantages. Lot of advantages of companies and lot of disadvantages. So what did lawmakers thought? Why don't we take advantages of companies as well as advantages of partnership and create a beautiful concept called limited liability, wherein the new entrepreneurs, small scale entrepreneurs can enjoy a perpetual succession but with limited liability, and still it will be treated as a partnership. The core funda of partnership said the liability of the partners are unlimited. उसको हटा दिया और कंपनी एक्ट में बोला था ना, every member will be liable only to the extent of the unpaid capital, तो उसका मिक्सचर लेके आ गया. Generally what happened in partnership, one of the partner dies, becomes insolvent, it is dissolved. जनरल रूल, यस और नो? तो बोला नहीं 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 नहीं, इसको कंटिन्यू रखना चाहिए. So the perpetual cessation of partnership was taken into, sorry, of Companies Act was taken and put here. समझ में आ रहा है? कंपनीज को चलाने के लिए डायरेक्टर्स होते थे. पार्टनरशिप में किसी को तो बकरा बनाना है ना. We should not make all the partners liable. As in case of shareholders, now all the shareholders will not be liable. So what they did, they've got in a fund called designated partner. समझ में आ रहा है? So some advantages of here, some advantages of there, and they made a combo of company and partnership, and it is treated as limited liability partnership, as the name indicates. Limited liability partnership. What does it mean? The liability of a partners are dash limited. The liabilities of the partners are limited. Super funda. From the examination point of view, you can expect 4 to 6 marks. 1 question, maximum 2 question. Very small act, very powerful act. Sorry. So can we get started? The LLP bill was passed on 12th December 2008 and it was signed by Parliament, President of India, on 7th January 2009. So 7th January 2009 को उसका birth हुआ था, but it was passed in a Parliament by 12th December 2008, and it is treated as LLP Act 2008. This act comes with 81 section and 4 schedules. Schedule first, second, third, fourth आपको सिर्फ याद रखना है. There is no much detailing required from the examination point of view. The first schedule talks about mutual rights and partners, duties of the partners in the absence of formal agreement. If there are certain rights and duties which are not mentioned in the formal agreement, then the general rules of LLP will apply, is what Schedule 1 talks about. Any doubt? So Schedule 1 क्या है? Rights and duties. Schedule 2, conversion of a firm into LLP. Now what do you mean by the term firm? Yes, it is a partnership firm. What are the rules and regulations? And when can a partnership firm be converted into an LLP? That is what mentioned in Schedule 2. Any doubt? Schedule 3 talks about conversion of private company to LLP. कौन सी company? And Schedule 4, public company to LLP, but they have mentioned an important term, unlisted public company. It should not have been listed in, where does generally companies get listed? Stock market. Yes. Stock exchange. Sorry, it is stock exchange. So चारों schedule याद कर लो, लिख लो. Schedule 1, mutual rights. Schedule 2, firm into an LLP. Schedule 3, private limited into LLP. Schedule 4, unlisted public company into LLP. Any doubt? What is MCA? Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And what is ROC? What is ROC? Registrar of Companies. And generally central government has authority to frame the rules with respect to LLP and amend time to time whenever it is required. No doubt it comes under Ministry of Corporate Affairs, governed by Registrar of Companies, but the central government also has an authority to amend the rules with respect to LLP. Any doubt? So let us understand the meaning of LLP. LLP is a new form of legal business entity with limited liability. Alternative corporate business vehicle. LLP itself will be liable for the full extent of its assets. Very, very important term. The liability of LLP is only and only to the extent of asset it holds. Asset it holds मतलब क्या हुआ? All the assets of LLP will be treated as asset of LLP. Partnership में क्या होता था? Can a partnership hold assets in its own name? No, but company में हो सकता था. Same rule applies here. Allows the partners the flexibility of organizing their internal structure. So these are the few good things about LLP, and let us understand the characteristics of LLP. LLP is a body corporate under this act and is separate legal entity from its partners and has a perpetual succession. What do you mean by the term perpetual succession? Continuous existence. It will not get affected by death or insolvency of any partner. Yes or no? Like in partnership, it gets affected, but here it will not get affected. Mutual agency was the true test of partnership. Here also there is a mutual agency, but only between the partners and LLP. No partner can bind other partner by his act. This is again against partnership. Partnership में true test क्या था? By act of partner A, partner B was liable, and by act of partner B, partner A was liable. But here they say by act of a partner only LLP is liable. They are agent of LLP, not the agent of other partners. Am I clear? Great. LLP Act provides flexibility to partners to devise an agreement as per their choice. It is an artificial legal person with a common seal, limited only to the agreed amount of contribution, are entitled to manage business, but only designated partners are responsible for legal compliances. What do you mean by this? Every LLP should have minimum 2 designated partners. Now, what is the role of designated partner? He is appointed to take care of all legal and statutory compliances of a company, to form returns, to file all the statutory requirements, the legal compliances of the partnership firm, LLP. The major difference is all the partners are equally responsible, but designated partners are designated to fulfill the legal compliances. And there should be minimum 2 designated partners. Who can be, what are the rules, all this we will study later. Is it okay? LLP is only for profit making. No LLP can be formed for charitable or non-economic purpose. Okay, can a company be for charitable purpose? Can a company be for charitable purpose? If yes, what are those companies called? Section 8 companies. Very good. But can an LLP be for a non-profit purpose? Can a partnership be for a non-profit purpose? Sure. Great. So there are 2 magic boxes. इसमें पूरा 5-6 magic box है. That's all. Let's see. Limited liability partnerships are body corporate. Do you agree and justify? Again, it's a very layman's question. LLP is a body corporate. Do you agree? Answer is yes. Then how will you justify? क्या सोच रहे हो? क्या आंसर होना चाहिए? Come on. What should be the answer? How will you justify that it's a body corporate? Come on यार, कुछ तो सोचा होगा ना. अगर ये क्वेश्चन आएगा तो क्या लिखोगे? It has perpetual cessation. It is formed and incorporated under LLP Act. It's an artificial body. It has common seal, blah blah blah. 2 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है बेटा. देख लो. Limited liability partnership formed and registered under limited liability acts or body corporate. All LLP has the following features. It's a body corporate under this act and has a separate legal existence from its partner. The limited liability partnership has a perpetual cessation. Any change in partner of a limited liability partnership shall not affect the existence, rights, and liabilities of limited partnership partner. Any individual or body corporate may be a partner in a limited liability partnership. Clear? So just 3-4 points and it's done. You have to justify for 2 marks. The next magic box. Explain the characteristics or salient features of LLP. अभी जो पढ़ा था. The things which we just read. Point number 9 is very, very important. It could be for 6 marks. Every limited liability partnership shall have either the word limited liability partnership or an acronym LLP as its last words. Minimum how many points should we write? If it is for 4 marks, minimum 6 points. If it is for 6 marks, minimum 9 points. क्या है? Simple 9 तो है. Clear? Great. No explanation required. Beta, whenever they have asked characteristics, just a single liner is more than enough. Advantages of LLP. The organization and the operation becomes very easy. Provide flexibility, easy to form. All partners enjoy limited liability, flexible capital structure, and easy to dissolve. But the same question. State the advantages of LLP. इधर देखो 6 marks के लिए कैसे लिखोगे? They have given the side heading. Limited liability, blah 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 blah. Flexible, separate legal entity, perpetual cessation, easy to form, easy to dissolve, foreign national. Okay, what do you mean by this? Foreign national can become a partner in LLP? How many of you understood 7th point? Come on, yeah. Alien friend or alien enemy? Great. Can we proceed? What is the concept of whistleblowing? Whenever you disclose the wrong acts of the partnership firm to the world, that is called whistleblowing. Great. कुछ लोग ज्यादा पढ़ के आए हैं. Providing information to reduce punishment. Very good. I appreciate. Can we proceed? Example in Infosys, it happened in previous year. Very good updated knowledge. So let's move on to incorporation. Two or more persons shall subscribe their name to incorporation document. Now here persons, whom do you mean by person here? See, incorporation के लिए minimum 2 person का नाम लिखना जरूरी है. Who are those 2 persons? पर्सन का डेफिनेशन कल हमने पढ़ा था पार्टनरशिप एक्ट में. Who is competent to contract, could be natural and artificial. If it is an artificial person, he should be designated to be acting on behalf of the company. Yes or no? बोलो यार. Great. Incorporation document should be filed with the fees. Statement to be filled. A statement in prescribed form along with incorporation document made by either advocate, CA, CS or cost accountant by one who subscribes his name. Incorporation document shall be in form as prescribed and consist name, proposed business, address, name of partners and designated partners of LLP. But look at this. If statement is false, punishment is for a person making such statement is imprisonment which may extend up to 2 years and fine of rupees 10,000 minimum to maximum 5 lakhs. So क्या करना है? Prescribed manner में सारे details देना है. What could be the details? Name of the proposed business, address, name of the partners, name of the designated partners, and who will make this? A qualified CA, CS or an advocate. And how many minimum partners to be required? Minimum 2. And how many minimum designated partners to be required? 2. Can these 2 partners be the same designated partners also? Answer is yes. Am I clear? कितना सिंपल है ना? Can we proceed? Next, incorporation by registration. Registration, the incorporation documents give the certificate of LLP in the specified name. Registrar accepts the statement delivered under section as a sufficient evident. Certificate issued shall be signed by registrar and authenticated by his official seal. Certificate shall be conclusive evidence. Once all these documents are submitted, sir, even if it is a misrepresentation, will it be held fine? Answer is yes. Any false in statement, knowing intentionally, unintentionally. Clear? So once this is submitted and incorporated and registrar retains the incorporation document, within 14 days, he will give the incorporation document certificate, and whatever document you have provided, that will be treated as a sufficient evidence that you have compiled with all the requirements. Am I clear? पार्टनरशिप के जितना ही है बट सिंपल है. Registered office of LLP and change therein. Every LLP shall have an office and the address for the communication. A document may be served at the registered office. LLP may change the place of registered office as per the conditions. Conversion by LLP, fine of LLP and his partner, rupees 2,000 minimum and 25,000 maximum. You have to provide an office address for communication and that should be in India. Am I clear? LLP is capable of sue, swing nahi aayega, sue, and being sued. Can acquire, hold and develop or dispose property, have a common seal, and can do, suffer, act the body corporate may lawfully suffer. Clear? State the essential elements to incorporate LLP. क्वेश्चन समझ में आया? आंसर देख के डर जाओगे बेटा, 6 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है. How many of you want to know the answer? ये अगर सातों पॉइंट ध्यान में आ गए, entire registration is done. Can I start? To complete the submission incorporation document as per the prescribed mode, have at least 2 partners for incorporation, have to a registered office in India, appoint minimum 2 individuals as a designated partner, a person or a nominee of a body corporate intending to be appointed as designated partner and should hold designated partner identity number. To execute partnership agreement between the partners, inter se or between the LLP and its partner. In absence of agreement, the provision as set out in schedule of LLP Act. And finally, the name. So these are the essential elements to incorporation of LLP. वही चीज हमने अभी पढ़ी है. Yes, no. What is inter se? Okay, between the partners or between the partners and the LLP. Clear? Great. Can we proceed? सर अपना काम है इधर आके स्क्रीनशॉट लेना, समझ में आए नहीं आए पता नहीं, एग्जाम में देखेंगे. How many of you have this intention? Because what happens now, we have that option, right? BCom PU में सब question answer समझ में आए तो ठीक, नहीं आए तो very good. My dear friends, the intention of sharing this magic box with you is not that. The intention is to make sure that you have understood the concept also. Clear hai? So let's move on to the name. The name should be always suffixed with what should be the name of a LLP? It should be always suffixed with Limited Liability Partnership or LLP, the acronym. And can it have the same name as that of an existing firm? Sure. Pakka? They cannot have. Very good. Now, reservation of the name. Whenever you write a document and need the permission from the central government, you have to reserve the name. Once the name is reserved within 30 days, within 3 months, you should take up the name. If the name is identical or nearly resembling to LLP, central government may direct to change the name. If LLP fails to compel, then the fine of 10,000 and 5 lakhs. Designated partner, the fine is 10,000 and 1 lakh. Clear? Step for reservation. First, name reservation. Incorporation by filing form 2. E form 2. Beta E form 1, E form 2, E form 3. याद रखना. E form 1, E form 2, E form 3. E form 1 किसके लिए है? Name registration. Name reservation. E form 2, incorporation. E form 3, E form 1 is name. E form 2, incorporation. E form 3, LLP agreement. What do you mean by E form, first of all? It's an electronic mode of form which has to be filled and uploaded. And for that only we require that DIN numbers. Correct? Why is designated partner liable? My dear friend, designated partners are responsible and it's their duty to make sure that they fulfill all legal compliances, and that is the reason the designated partner also have additional liability other than the firm. Am I clear? Great. Who shall be a partner? A person whose name is prescribed there, and any other person who may become a partner in accordance with LLP agreement. What are the relationship of partnership? Mutual rights and rights. It can be changed by a registrar. A written agreement mode becomes incorporation, must be ratified by all partners. Mutual rights and duty in absence will be as per schedule 1. Any doubt? A partner may cease to be a partner in accordance with agreement in absence of an agreement to give a notice within 30 days. If the agreement is silent that he will not be a partner, a notice has to be given within 30 days. Or in these cases, he is no more a partner on death or insolvency of LLP, on unsound mind by a competent or by insolvent. Death, insolvency, and unsoundness, which is insanity. Am I clear? Registration of changes should be change in name and address within 50 days. When person becomes a partner within 30 days, if contribution designated partner, then fine for the designated partner 2,000 to 25,000. If LLP does not file a notice, any person to be a partner may himself file with the registration, with the registrar. Sorry. So यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हैं? To inform change in name or address, it has to be 15 days. Number 2, when a partner is appointed within 30 days, if they fail to do so, designated partner will be fined. And this LLP, whenever the new partner is admitted, the notice can be given by the LLP or by the partner who has got registered himself. Am I clear? All partners are agent of LLP. LLP is not bound by the person if the partner has no authority to act on LLP. Person does not know to be a partner of LLP. ये पॉइंट कहीं तो पढ़ा है, कहाँ पढ़ा है हमने? These are the rules which have been taken forward from Partnership Act. A firm will not be liable if the third person acting does not know that he is a partner. ये point वहीं से लिया है. LLP will not be liable if the third party does not have the knowledge of the same. समझ में आया? So here comes the magic box. Explain the extent of liability of LLP under section 26 of LLP Act. Look at the last point. The liabilities of LLP shall be met out of the property of LLP. None of the partners' personal property will be liable. Clear? The LLP will not be bound if the partner has not acted within the scope of LLP. And second, if the person knows that he has no authority and still believed and acted on it, then the LLP firm will not be liable. The LLP will be liable to any person as a result of wrongful act or omission of his part in the course of business. बेटा सेक्शन 26 सिर्फ तुम्हें गुमराह करने के लिए है, टेंशन ना लो. Just read the crux of the question. Extent of liability. That's all. Clear? It is not necessary to remember the section numbers. If you remember, that is an added advantage. When does the liability of a partner become unlimited? In case of wrongful acts. In case of wrongful acts. बेटा बस पिटारा खत्म, मजा नहीं आएगा ना? क्या सर, इतना छोटो सा एक्ट, इतना बोरिंग सा एक्ट, करेक्ट ना? बहुत बेकार है. अरे ये क्या हुआ? इधर है ना सर? Good. Don't worry, my dear friends. Very simple act. एक्ट मजेदार नहीं बनाया सर गवर्नमेंट ने. साले जब बिजनेस करोगे ना, तब पता चलेगा मजेदार है या नहीं है. क्लियर? Punishment for partners: imprisonment till 2 years, fine up to 50,000 to 5 lakh. Whistleblowing. Whistleblowing का मतलब होता है, in case of investigation, if you provide the internal information of the business, your liability will be reduced. Am I clear? विजल ब्लो करके बोल देते, भैया रुक जा, कंपनी में ये गड़बड़ घोटाला हो रहा है. Am I clear? Great. Financial disclosures. Maintain book of accounts. Maintain books of accounts for each year on cash or accrual basis, double entry system at a registered office. Simple है, हर एक में होता है. Statement of accounts of solvency within 6 months of from the end of financial year. This is an additional statement which is required to be filled and submitted. This is not applicable in any other form of business. Statement of account and insolvency. My dear friend, why do you give the statement of solvency? Not insolvency, it is solvency. Because your liability is it's limited. And if you do not prove that we are capable of handling those liabilities, your existence will become a question mark. So that is the reason this have made sure that you file a statement of account as well as statement of solvency, that we are nowhere near to become insolvent. And this has to happen within 6 months from the end of financial year. Am I clear? पार्टनरशिप में नहीं पूछते हैं, कंपनी में नहीं पूछते हैं, कंपनी में विजिल ब्लोइंग नहीं है, पार्टनरशिप में नहीं है, लेकिन यहाँ पे है. The intention of filing the statement of solvency is to make sure that the LLP is not going in the wrong direction, because the liability is limited. And if they are in wrong direction, the liability might become unlimited and they will not be in position to pay the debts. So that is the reason they say, beta, within the scope karo, औकात में रहो. Am I clear, Prithvi? This should be maintained. To be filed within 60 days of end of financial year. When are the annual returns to be filed? Within 60 days. When is the statement of solvency to be filed? Within 6 months. All the assets and liabilities are transferred to LLP from their firm or a company. Okay. What happens in case of conversion? Conversion कौन से schedules में देखा हमने? Conversion of dash into dash schedule 2, dash into dash schedule 3, dash into dash schedule 4. Schedule 2 firm into LLP. Schedule 3 private limited to LLP. Schedule 4 unlisted public company to LLP. Any doubt? So what happens if these companies get converted? Simple rule. all the assets and liabilities are transferred to LLP, either from the company or from the firm, as the case may be. The firm or company which is converted into LLP is deemed to be dissolved. What do you mean by the term deemed to be dissolved? Deemed to be dissolved matlab in the eye of law it is no more in existence. It is declared that this company is no more into existence and has become LLP. Am I clear? Next, how can a LLP be wounded up? Either by a voluntary agreement or by the tribunal. What do you mean by the term tribunal? At the court's discretion. And when will be court deciding? If the member reduces below 2 for more than 6 months. Oh, which means to say the LLP can continue even with one designated partner and one partner for 6 months? Answer is yes. If the LLP is not able to pay the debts, if LLP acts against the interest of the country and has not filed the books of accounts with the registrar for 5 consecutive years. These are the ways in which LLP can be wounded up by tribunal. This could be a 2-marker question. Clear? Tribunal's opinion is whenever the court deems fit to dissolve. Am I clear? So my dear friends, there are some few concepts which are not elaborated there, and that is the reason I have elaborated in the magic boxes. Can we start the magic box? Okay. Before starting the magic box, I would want you to take a break of 5 minutes. It's 9:21. 9:26, we will come back. Look into this magic box, one of the more video, and I want to share one motivational audio to you. How many of you are wanting to listen to that motivational audio? Sure. Let's see. So let's take a break of 5 minutes. 9:27, we will be back. Are you ready? Welcome back, friends. Are you ready? My dear friend, one random YouTube video which I liked the most, one of my collections, I would want to share that with you. And please feel that video, it's in Hindi. And the students, those who don't understand, still feel that emotions. You will understand the value of yours. You will understand the value of your parents. And you will understand the purpose for which you are doing things. It has touched my heart, and I believe it will touch majority of the students' heart. It has a silent message, but a very strong message for you all. सुनना चाहोगे? Again, the disclaimer is, it might be applicable for all, might not be applicable for all. It's just a random video which I believed has touched my heart. I wanted to share with you. Do not take me wrong for this video. Am I clear? These are the words from one of the best persons I have heard. So let's start. Is the disclaimer clear? Great. Able to see the screen, VLC player? I want the host to be with me. Can we start? Yes, super.
अगर ये वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो टॉपर्स के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब मत करना, लाइक और शेयर भी मत करना, नीचे कमेंट्स में सुपर, ऑसम, थैंक यू ये सब भी मत लिखना। अगर कर सको तो अपने अंदर आज एक आग जरूर पैदा कर लेना, जो तब भी जलती रहेगी जब तुम्हारी जिंदगी बुझने के कगार पर खड़ी होगी।
अगर कुछ कर सको तो अपने आप में आग लगा देना, वो जब भी चलती रहेगी जब तुम्हारी जिंदगी बुझने के कगार पर होगी।
तुम्हारी चिता की आग से भी कई गुना प्रचंड होगी ये आग। चिता की आग तो एक शरीर को मिटा सकती है, लेकिन अगर दिल में आग लगा ली तो पूरी दुनिया में आगे आने वाली सदियों तक तुम्हारा नाम चमकाने की ताकत हो।
Dear friends, this is only an audio, not a video. Is audio okay? Great, thank you.
जरूर पैदा कर लेना, जो तब भी जलती रहेगी जब तुम्हारी जिंदगी बुझने के कगार पर खड़ी होगी। तुम्हारी चिता की आग से भी कई गुना प्रचंड होगी ये आग। चिता की आग तो एक शरीर को मिटा सकती है, लेकिन अगर दिल में आग लगा ली तो पूरी दुनिया में आगे आने वाली सदियों तक तुम्हारा नाम चमकाने की ताकत होगी तुम्हारे पास। तो फिर ये पढ़ाई लिखाई ये कोई तोप नहीं है जो तुम्हारी सीने को छलनी कर देगी, याद नहीं।
ध्यान से सुना इस शब्द को, पढ़ाई लिखाई कोई तोप नहीं। पढ़ाई लिखाई कोई तोप नहीं जो तुम्हारे सीने को छलनी कर देगी।
तोप नहीं है जो तुम्हारी सीने को छलनी कर देगी, याद नहीं रहता। तुम्हें लगता है ये सामने रखी 10 किताबें तुम्हारी दुश्मन है। अगर नसीब से तुम्हारे पिताजी फौजी हैं तो पूछना कि जब सामने 10 दुश्मन हो तो उनका मुकाबला कैसे किया जाता है, अंतिम सांस तक लड़ करके।
लुक एट द कोरिलेशन। 10 किताबें अगर तुम्हारी दुश्मन है, कैसे लड़ोगे यार? अगर नसीब से तुम्हारे पिताजी फौजी हैं तो पूछ के देखो उनको, पूछ के देखो उनको कि कैसे लड़ते हैं दुश्मनों से। बेटा, वो देश के जवान जो मर मिटने को तैयार है, तुम्हारे लिए सिर्फ 10 किताबें हैं। प्लीज ध्यान से सुनना इस टर्म्स को।
रखी 10 किताबें तुम्हारी दुश्मन है। अगर नसीब से तुम्हारे पिताजी फौजी हैं तो पूछना कि जब सामने 10 दुश्मन हो तो उनका मुकाबला कैसे किया जाता है। अंतिम सांस तक लड़ करके, अपनी माँ का कर्जा खून से चुका करके, क्या तुम अपने माँ बाप के लिए उनको हर टाइम पढ़ते रहने का झूठा दिलासा देना बंद कर सकते हो? प्लीज। तुम्हें लगता है कि दिमाग से पढ़ना चाहिए, लेकिन दिमाग तब तक नहीं जागता जब तक दिल नहीं करता। कभी पढ़ते पढ़ते रोना आया तुम्हें?
How many of you experience this? मैं नहीं पढ़ूंगा जब तक दिल नहीं करेगा।
झूठा दिलासा देना बंद कर सकते हो? प्लीज। तुम्हें लगता है कि दिमाग से पढ़ना चाहिए, लेकिन दिमाग तब तक नहीं जागता जब तक दिल नहीं करता। कभी पढ़ते पढ़ते रोना आया तुम्हें? कभी पढ़ते हो आंखों के नीचे रखा पेज गिरने वाले आंसू की वजह से खराब हुआ है? कभी इमोशनल होने के बाद सिर्फ ये ख्याल आया कि मुझे अब दुनिया से कोई मतलब नहीं है और बस मुझे पढ़ाई करना है? अगर दुनिया में सबसे मुश्किल और रिस्की काम है तो वो है अपने बच्चों की अच्छी लाइफ के सपनों के लिए खुद के सपने छोड़ देना, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स को नहीं पता होता है कि उनके बच्चे उतनी मेहनत नहीं कर रहे होते जितना उनको लगता है। और अगर उनको लगता भी है ना तो वो इसलिए ज्यादा नहीं डांटते कि कहीं बच्चे हमारी स्ट्रेस में ना चले जाए डांटने के बाद। इससे भी ज्यादा मुश्किल काम है बच्चे के सपनों को मजदूरी करके पूरी करना, खेती करके पूरी करना, लेकिन फिर भी हमारे माँ बाप खुशी खुशी वो सब काम करते हैं जो वो नहीं चाहते कि हम सपने में भी करें। क्यों?
Dedicated to all parents. कोई भी माँ बाप नहीं चाहेगा वो सब कुछ करें, वो सारी तकलीफें हमारे बच्चे देखें जो वो देख रहे हैं। और हम क्या कर रहे हैं? नौटंकी। हम क्या कर रहे हैं? झूठा दिलासा कि मैं पढ़ूंगा। हम क्या कर रहे हैं? उनको आश्वासन दे रहे हैं कि मैं अच्छा करूंगा, लेकिन वो क्या कर रहे हैं? प्लीज सोचो दोस्तों।
क्योंकि जब मैं अपनी मासूम सी भोली सी शक्ल लेके उनके सामने जाऊंगा और बोलूंगा कि पापा थोड़े पैसे चाहिए, किताबें लानी है, तब उस वक्त वो बिल्कुल नहीं चाहेंगे कि मुझे उनकी बेबस आंखों की तरफ देखने का एक सेकंड भी मौका मिले, क्योंकि उनकी आंखों में बहुत कुछ देखा है, बहुत कुछ देखा है, और वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं चाहते कि उनकी आंखों में हम वो सब देख पाए उनकी तरह। काश कि इतना विश्वास तुम्हें अपने इरादों पर भी होता जितना विश्वास वो तुम पर करते हैं। आज मैं अपने पापा को खेत में पीने का पानी पकड़ाने गया। वो सुबह से खेत में काम पर लगे हुए थे। रात को बारिश आई थी, लेकिन इस वक्त की धूप और गर्मी देख के लग रहा था कि मानो सूरज लावा उगल रहा हो। मेरी मम्मी ने कहा कि सर पे तौलिया रख के जा, धूप बहुत है। मैंने कहा नहीं माँ, बस अभी आया वापस। खेत में दूर से पापा दिख गए थे। वो भी मुझे देख लिए थे, लेकिन रुके नहीं। दूर से मुझे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं दिखा, लेकिन पास जाने में पाया कि वो पसीने में पूरी तरह से भीगे हुए थे और उनके सिर पे रखा सफेद तौलिया भी पसीने और मिट्टी से मटमेला हो गया था। मैंने पानी का जग दिया और उन्होंने वो खड़े खड़े पी लिया। जब मैं वापस लौटने के लिए पीछे मुड़ा तो मुझे अपने कंधे पर कुछ रखे जाने का एहसास हुआ और वो बोले, लगता है तुम्हारी माँ ने आते देखा नहीं तुम्हें, मेरा ये तौलिया सर पे डाल लो, बेटा धूप बहुत है आज।
How many of you are emotionally able to connect that statement?
तो मुझे अपने कंधे पर कुछ रखे जाने का एहसास हुआ और वो बोले, लगता है तुम्हारी माँ ने आते देखा नहीं तुम्हें, मेरा ये तौलिया सर पे डाल लो, बेटा धूप बहुत है आज। थैंक गॉड मैं उनकी ये बात सुनने से पहले ही मुड़ चुका था, नहीं तो मेरी आंखें इस एहसान को उठा नहीं पाती। पापा ने मुझको तौलिया नहीं, एक बहुत बड़ी सीख दी थी कि जिस काम को वो कर रहे हैं वो कभी नहीं चाहते कि वो काम मैं भी करूं। और मैंने अपने आप को चेतावनी दी कि मैं कर क्या रहा हूं, 10 किताबों को सामने रख के मेहनत करने का ढोंग रचा करके। तुम्हारे दिमाग में जो लड़के लड़की वाला गुटरगु चलता रहता ना हर टाइम, ये सब उम्र का खेल है। हर कोई पैदा होता है, बड़ा होता है और फिर बूढ़ा होकर मर जाता है, लेकिन फिर भी पूरी उम्र उसको यही लगता है कि मैं तो हमेशा जिंदा रहूंगा और बस इस धरती के लग्जरी और सुखों में लग जाता है। और एक्सक्यूज सुनो, फिर एंटरटेन भी तो जरूरी है।
बेटा प्लीज ध्यान से सुनना इन एक्सक्यूजेस को।
मूवी भी ना देखूं क्या? अब एक गधे अपने सामने के रियल लाइफ को लगता है कि मैं तो हमेशा जिंदा रहूंगा और बस इस धरती के लग्जरी और सुखों में लग जाता है। और एक्सक्यूज सुनो, फिर एंटरटेन भी तो जरूरी है। मूवी भी ना देखूं क्या? अब एक गधे अपने सामने के रियल लाइफ कैरेक्टर्स को तो तू देख नहीं पा रहा, जो तेरी खुशी के लिए दिन रात मेहनत करते हैं, एक सेकंड भी नहीं रुकते। तेरे माँ बाप की बात कर रहा हूँ और तुझे मूवी देख के मोटिवेशन मिलता है? असली मोटिवेशन ना बेटा खुद की तकलीफ और दर्द से आता है, खुद के आंसुओं से आता है।
प्लीज फील दिस। असली मोटिवेशन कहां से आता है?
जब दिल में एक जलन होती है, बहुत बड़ा पागलपन होता है, एक जिद होती है कि साला मरते दम तक भी मेहनत करना नहीं छोड़ूंगा। कंपटीशन बहुत है आज के टाइम में। अरे मैं कहता हूँ तुम्हारे पास इजी लाइफ जीने के साधन बहुत है, इसलिए तुम्हें बाकी चीजें डिफिकल्ट लगने लगती है। एग्जाम में तो हर टाइम ऊपर वाले को याद करते हो। मत करो इतनी पूजा, भगवान को भी इतनी फुर्सत नहीं है सुनने की। अगर कर सकते हो तो प्लीज खुद को झूठे मेहनत के शीशे में मत देखो। अगर कर सकते हो तो मेहनत करके, पढ़ाई करके, ज्ञान हासिल करके, पैसे कमा करके अपने माँ बाप को भी थोड़ी जिंदगी जी लेने दो यार। 20 बरस हो गए उनको तुम्हारी सेवा करते हुए। कम ऑन, तुम कर सकते हो, कम ऑन, यू कैन डू इट, बी ए टॉपर। तुम्हें टॉपर बनना है, तुम्हें जीतना है। यू आर बोर्न विद अ पर्पस। जय हिंद। इतनी पूजा, भगवान को भी इतनी फुर्सत नहीं है सुनने की। अगर कर सकते हो तो प्लीज खुद को झूठे मेहनत के शीशे में मत देखो। अगर कर सकते हो तो मेहनत करके, पढ़ाई करके, ज्ञान हासिल करके, पैसे कमा करके अपने माँ बाप को भी थोड़ी जिंदगी जी लेने दो यार। 20 बरस हो गए उनको तुम्हारी सेवा करते हुए। कम ऑन।
Dear friends, this is the last few words were amazing, but this is what you have to be.
तुम कर सकते हो, कम ऑन, यू कैन डू इट, बी ए टॉपर। तुम्हें टॉपर बनना है, तुम्हें जीतना है। यू आर बोर्न विद अ पर्पस। जय हिंद।
Yes, friends. Are you born with a purpose? How many of you have realized your real life purpose? How many of you do it for yourself? बेटा लाइफ इजी नहीं होती है। एंड अगर वो इजी है तो वो लाइफ नहीं है। The time when I listened to it for the first time, it was like hitting it straight to the heart. I was able to recall all those sacrifices which my parents have done for me. I was able to remember all those excuses which I gave to myself for non-performance. I was able to recall all those luxuries which my parents have given to me by sacrificing their luxuries. I was able to tell to myself, यार गधा मैं क्या कर रहा हूं? That day I realized the most important reason why a person is not successful in his life, you know what is it? It is an excuse. पर बस ये एग्जाम डिफिकल्ट है, इतने सारे लोग फेल होते हैं, and I am one among them. That excuse, when you start giving it, 70% of your intention to study is gone. बेटा खुद के लिए नहीं, एटलीस्ट उन सैक्रिफाइसेस जो माँ बाप ने किए तुम्हारे लिए, एटलीस्ट उन सपनों के लिए जो माँ बाप ने तुम्हारे लिए देखे हैं, एटलीस्ट फॉर दोस सैक्रिफाइसेस व्हाट योर फैकल्टीज आर पुटिंग इन to make sure that you understand concepts, you remember concepts, and you appear in the best of the manner and come out for the flying colors. At least उसके लिए आज से excuse देना बंद कर दो. The day you don't have a choice, you will become the best. अगर चॉइस है लाइफ में, ट्रस्ट मी, यू विल नेवर बिकम द बेस्ट. How many of you promise me that I will not give excuse from today? It will be all acceptance. I will accept the fact that I have done mistake. I will accept the fact that I have not done what was required. I will accept the fact that this is what I have committed. And I will accept the fact that from today, I will not give any excuse and I will do it whatever it may take. बस रिमेंबर करो उन चेहरों को जो दिन रात नहीं सोए हैं तुम्हें सुकून की नींद देने को. The easy way to come out of a problem is an excuse. हम लड़ने के लिए पैदा हुए हैं, एक्सक्यूज देने के लिए नहीं. वादा करो अपने आप से, I will win and I am born to be a winner. I will fight. I am a warrior. मैं एक सैनिक हूं और लड़ूंगा, मरते दम तक लड़ूंगा and I will not give it up. Hurdles will come. उनका काम है आना and your work is to move on. How many of you loved this video, the audio which I have shared? Will you take a positive note out of this audio? And at least for the next 60 days, believe in those words and do it, my dear friends. You will be the best. How many of you are able to correlate yourself to that audio? How many of you recalled that what mistakes you have done? And how many of you promise that I will not repeat the mistake? Great, my dear friends. This has made the day for me. Great. चलो, मेरा इंटेंशन सिर्फ मोटिवेशन देना नहीं है, मेरा इंटेंशन सिलेबस भी कंप्लीट करना है. Yes or no? ये तो सब टाइम पास है, करता रहता हूं मैं. क्या ना, जब फ्री बैठा रहता हूं तो कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा निकालता रहता हूं. I am not paid for this, but I am paid for the lessons what I teach. And I don't know how many of you believe this is also one of the good lessons you should learn. पक्का? लाइफ का फंडा क्या है पता है दोस्तों? लाइफ का फंडा सिंपल है. Move on and on. One thing, literally, you should become an elephant to ignore dogs while walking. And if you also start barking, there is no difference between those dogs and you. It could be anybody in the life. अगर हाथी की तरह जीना है ना, तो barking dogs को इग्नोर करना पड़ेगा. Clear? Thank you very much for listening to that 4.5 minute clip. And yes, that made a day for me. And probably tomorrow will be the last class with respect to my subject, and day after tomorrow I will have the revision classes. After that, apna rishta for CA Foundation comes to an end. अगर मुझसे वापस मिलना है तो वादा करो, वापस फाउंडेशन में नहीं मिलेंगे, हम इंटर में मिलेंगे. Yes? Great. Superb. So my dear friends, we are left with 5-6 questions. And once those questions are done, I'm done with LLP. Okay. I will take a minute's break here. मतलब मैं यहीं पे हूं, कहीं नहीं जा रहा हूं. I want you to type whatever you felt the best about that audio. Minimum 2-liners to maximum 4-liners. Come on, देखते हैं किसकी अंग्रेजी अच्छी है. Who can represent what is heard? This is also an automation process of how you can think about the question and how you answer the question. Come on, chalo. Your time starts exactly 60 minutes starts now. 60 seconds starts now. Great. Tuck, 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 tuck. Fast, 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 fast. Be positive, be dedicated, and give your hard works. Very good. I will stop reducing, giving the excuse. Very good. Always a purpose in life. We need to identify it, fulfill it, stop giving excuse, and move on. Parents took us for 20 years, took care of us for 20 years, hit the hard. I was able to correlate my life till now. I understood what's life. I understood what's my way of life. Excuse has no reasons. Willpower and achieve my goals. An eye opener, sir. Wow. Ignorance of purpose of life is not an excuse. Very good. Great. I hope you take this in a very, very positive sense. It was not to hurt anybody's sentiments, and by mistake, if it has hurt somebody's sentiments, I'm sorry for that. The intention was to make you aware of what might not have been thought of. That's all. Yes, life is not easy. अगर easy होती तो वो life नहीं होती. Good. So let's come back. Stop. Audio को एक बार के लिए भूल जाओ. Can we start? Can we come back? 5 magic boxes are waiting for you. Great. So before we get into the magic box, I will quickly recall what we have learned. LLP is a hybrid. Sorry. Let's quickly recall. LLP. It's a hybrid model of Partnership and Companies Act. Agree, disagree? Great. It has perpetual cessation. Agree, disagree? Taka, fine. LLP is dissolved on admission or retirement of a new partner. No. There should be minimum 1 designated partner in an LLP. सिर्फ yes no में डालते रहो फटाफट. Minimum 1 designated partner. No, how much is the minimum requirement? 2. All the partners are equally liable in case of legal compliances. No. Superb. Schedule 1 talks about conversion of partnership firm into LLP. Beta, yes, no. Schedule 1 talks about conversion of partnership into LLP. Which schedules talks about mutual rights and duties of a partners in an LLP? Great. Which schedule talks about conversion of unlisted public limited company into partnership? Schedule 4, superb. Which schedules talk about conversion of private company into LLP? Schedule 3, superb. E-form 1 should be filed for what? E-form 1 should be filed for what? Name, reservation of name. Great. This reservation of name will be kept with on hold for how many days? Reservation of the name, 3 months, 30 days, 15 days, कितना है? It is 3 months. Superb. E-form 2. E-form 2 किसके लिए है? Incorporation. Fantabulous. E-form 3 किसके लिए है? LLP agreement. LLP agreement. Very good. Can an alien friend become a partner in an LLP? Yes. Can a company become a partner in an LLP? Yes. Great. What is the term, a suffix to be used in an LLP? So LLP should be used as a suffix in LLP. Great. Superb. Can we proceed? Pakka. What is the liability of a partner in case of fraud in LLP? Unlimited. Will an LLP be liable for the acts done by the partner outside the scope of LLP? Will the LLP be liable for the acts done by the partners, but the other party was not aware of the same? Sure. Great. It is no. Pakka. So what are the steps involved? Number 1, file a statement. Number 1, file a statement. Number 2, reserve the name. Number 3, after taking the name, upload incorporation. After incorporation, what is that? Agreement. Yes or no? Okay. What is an additional document which has to be filed by an LLP along with its financials within 6 months of its end of financial year? Account of statement of solvency, not insolvency beta, it is a statement of solvency. Clear? Clear? कितना सिंपल सा एक्ट है यार, क्यों इतना कंफ्यूज हो रहे हो? सारे आंसर तो राइट दे रहे हो. पक्का मजा आया ना? सर हम एक्सक्यूज नहीं देंगे सर, हम आंसर करेंगे सर. यस और नो? Great. So now let's open the magic boxes and try to visualize what could ICAI think about this particular act and what kind of questions can be asked. Can we? E-form is an electronic form to be filed. See, generally what happens, you sign the form and submit it. But for LLP, it is an electronic form. The form has to be downloaded, filled and attested by a, what do you call this? Designated partner का वो skill रहता है, correct? It is called identification number, DNIP, that has to be done. It is an online registration, no offline registration for LLP. Am I clear? The first magic box is briefly explain the process of incorporation of LLP. Digital signature is the right term, Anup. Thank you for correcting. बेटा देखो कितना सिंपल में डाला है. Deciding partners and designated partners, obtaining DPIN, checking the availability of the name, drafting the LLP, electronic filing of documents and issue of certificates. So this is a 2-marker question, process of LLP. अगर इसी को 4 मार्कर या 6 मार्कर बना दो तो डिटेल टक 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 एक एक लाइन को थोड़ा डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करना है, उतना ही है. Any doubt? Can we proceed to the next? Distinguish between partnership and LLP. This is an 8-marker question. चलो अपनी अपनी अकल लगाओ, देखते हैं कितने पॉइंट्स निकाल सकते हो. Liability limited, unlimited, very good. Maximum numbers, unlimited, here limited, okay, very good. Perpetual cessation, no perpetual cessation, very good. Partnership Act governs versus LLP Act governs, very good. Common seal, no common seal. Separate legal existence, no separate legal existence. Registration not compulsory, registration mandatory. There are no designated partner here, there are designated partner. Very good. जो point repeat होंगे उसको नहीं पढ़ूंगा. There is no concept of whistleblowing in LLP, but there is, sorry, in partnership, but there is an existence of mutual agency and there are no mutual agencies. It should end with the name LLP. There is no such options. A minor can be admitted for the benefits of the firm, but there cannot be. Foreign national can be a partner in LLP, but in partnership, no. Very good. Very good. Come on. और एक दो point. कुछ याद आ रहा है तो सोचो. Act governing वगैरह सब हो गया. Any one point which has not come. Maximum partner हो गया. Common seal हो गया. Minor partner हो गया. बेटा ट्रांसफर ऑफ शेयर्स, पार्टनरशिप में शेयर्स कहां से आ गए हैं? परपेचुअल सेसेशन हो गया. डेजिग्नेटेड पार्टनर्स हो गया. नॉन डेजिग्नेटेड पार्टनर हो गया. एलएलपी लीगल आइडेंटिटी हो गया. यस, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ सॉल्वेंसी. वेरी गुड. सो इतने सारे पॉइंट्स तुम लोगों ने बता ही दिए हैं, तो अब लिखना कैसे है? Sir, I have just mentioned around 17 points. Regulation, Partnership Act, LLP Act. It is not a body corporate, it is a body corporate. It does not have separate legal existence, it has separate legal existence. It does not have perpetual cessation, it has perpetual cessation. The liability is unlimited, the partner's liability is limited except in the case of fraud. Registration is optional, registration is compulsory. It is created by agreement, it is created by law. It does not have a designated partner, it has designated partner, out of one should be resident in India. Digital signature cannot be obtained here, should be obtained. All partners are liable for legal compliances, only designated partners are liable for their legal compliance. There is no suffix, there is a suffix. There is a mutual agreement between firm and other partners. They act only as an agent of LLP. Minor can be admitted for the benefits, minor cannot be admitted for the benefits. Foreign national cannot become a partner, he can become a partner. Minimum 2, maximum 50, minimum 2, maximum no limit. There is no concept of whistleblowing, there is a concept of whistleblowing. No returns is to be filed with registrar of firms, but here annual statement of solvency and annual returns to be filed. So these are the 17 different headings under which the things can be taken. If it is a question for 6 marks or 8 marks, 10 to 12 points is required. Simple line. पूरा चैप्टर क्लियर हो गया. क्लियर. ऐसा ही एक होमवर्क है. The homework is kindly write a difference between LLP and company. State the difference between partnership and partner and designated partner in an LLP. Very good. ये थोड़ा interesting question है. Difference between partner and designated partner. ओके, लास्ट क्वेश्चन के पहले ऑप्शंस उनको बताने थे. 1 मिनट देख लो बेटा, इससे ज्यादा मैं और बड़ा कैसे करूं. अभी 11 पॉइंट एक साथ दिख रहे हैं, लिख लो. क्लियर. ग्रेट. द क्वेश्चन इज difference between partner and designated partner. ध्यान से सुना. The right and responsibility of both partners and designated partners are equal except some. Designated partner is liable for the liabilities as provided in the Act as well as agreement also. But a partner's liability only for the terms provided in the agreement. Designated partner is liable for filing all compliances, otherwise they are liable for penalties. To become a designated partner, then it's requiredly compulsory. However, it is not required to become a partner. An LLP must have at least 2 designated partners. 2 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है. Clear? Which forms are to be required to be submitted for the name reservation of LLP, incorporation of LLP and LLP agreement? Do you think answer is required for this? Sir, what do you mean by at least one Indian designated partner? Okay. Who is an Indian designated partner? Can anybody? He should be a resident of India. And when is he treated as resident of India? If he has lived more than 182 days in the preceding year in India. Any person who has stayed in India for more than 182 days in the previous year will be treated as resident of India. Any doubt? If he has lived more than 182 days in preceding financial year, he will be treated as Indian citizen, resident of India. Am I clear, Anup? So what are the forms? The first step is to incorporate reservation E form 1, incorporation E form 2, and what does E form 2 contain? An LLP agreement is mandatory and it should be formed within 30 days of incorporation. So this is what you have to write. कितना छोटा सा एक्ट है ना. Can we proceed to the last question? Give 5 difference between partnership and an LLP. ठीक है, यहीं पे आ गया. Regulated by Companies Act, LLP motive can be for profit or service. Oh, can a company be formed for service? अरे यार मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है. Company can it be formed for service motive? Okay. सर ऐसे कैसे बात करते हो सर? Section 8 कंपनी है ना सर. Very good. What are the chartered document? MOA and LLP. Minimum number 2, maximum 200, OPC में 1 and public limited में 7 and maximum unlimited. Then question has been corrected. Very good identification. So partnership पूछ रहे हो, कंपनी बता रहे हो. चलो या तो क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग है या आंसर रॉन्ग है. मैंने क्वेश्चन चेंज कर लिया. क्लियर पृथ्वी? Sir, what is the meaning of whistleblowing? My dear friend, whistleblowing is nothing but whenever there is a something wrong happening in the company or a LLP, the employees or the partners of the company, of the LLP can tell to the world, look, this is wrong, which is happening in the company. That is called concept of whistleblowing. You make them alert by telling to the world. And in case if you do that, your penalties can reduce. Am I clear, Roshni? What is meaning of statement of solvency? It is a statement which tells that these are my assets, these are my liabilities, and my assets are any day more than my liabilities. So I will not be concluded as an insolvent. This is my statement of solvency. Clear? Great. My dear friend, कल के लिए सिर्फ 4 पेज बचे, and I need 4 pages to get over, so that syllabus will get over, correct? But these 4 pages are going to take at least 2 hours. Types of companies, Section 8 companies, Nidhi companies, doctrine of constructive fraud, constructive notice, indoor management, सब कुछ मजा आएगा पढ़ने में. And whatever you are going to read tomorrow, corporate will, yes, obviously corporate will. Whatever you are going to read tomorrow will form the basis for your inter. And it is like learning ABC to be ready to learn A for apple. Correct? So my dear friends, let's play a rapid fire round for next 10 minutes. And this rapid fire round, I would want to take it from the Sale of Goods Act. दिमाग को थोड़ा स्विच करो, LLP छोड़ दो, पार्टनरशिप छोड़ दो, सीधा चले जाओ सेल ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट. Are you ready? Have you switched off your partnership and LLP? Are you ready for Sale of Goods Act? Great. Dash right against the goods are called right to retain the goods after sale. Right to retain. Great. Right of stoppage in transit is lost as soon as the transport act as dash agent. Seller's agent, buyer's agent, independent agent. Buyer's agent, very good. Dash is the delivery by acknowledgement. Dash is a delivery by acknowledgement. Great. Give me an example of document showing title. Bill of lading, very good. Railway receipt, very good. But a document showing title shows the ownership, not the possession. Doc warrant, railway receipt, bill of lading, answer wrong hai beta. It could be share certificate, it could be transfer deed. Am I clear? Ownership, that is document showing title. Document of title shows the possession. Am I clear? Am I clear? Document of title shows the possession of the goods with a third party, which will be transferred as per the agreement to the buyer or any other person. But document showing title shows who is the owner of the goods, not who is having the possession of the goods. Am I clear? Great. Whenever a price is to be fixed by a third party and such third party remains silent, contract becomes void. If the goods are delivered and used by the buyer, then the buyer has to pay the reasonable price. Very good. Super. The ownership of the goods is transferred to the buyer in case of specific goods if the following conditions are fulfilled. What are those conditions? I don't want single answer. Give me all the 3, 4 in single chat. I have taught you 4. Deliverable state, unconditional contract, buyer has the notice, and the sale is of specific goods. Yes, yes, you got it right. The sale must be of specific goods, it must be unconditional, it should be in deliverable state, and the buyer should have the notice thereof. Dash is a bilateral act of buyer and seller in case of unascertained goods. Appropriation of goods. Very good. It is termed as appropriation of goods. Goods which forms the subject matter of the contract includes 5, excludes 2. Taka type karo. Goods which forms the subject matter includes dash, 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 and dash, but excludes dash and dash. Single chat. एक के लिए अलग अलग chat मत करो. Take a moment, no problem. Includes dash, 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 and dash. Excludes dash and dash. क्या हुआ भाई? याद नहीं आ रहा है? Stocks and shares, grass, land excludes money. Okay, good. Goods includes all movable goods, stocks and shares, growing crops and grasses, tangible and intangible assets, old and rare coins which are not a legal tender money, but excludes actionable claim and money by itself. Am I clear? Great. So with this, I think any particular doubt you have, we will be having a doubt clearing session day after tomorrow. Regular time morning 8 to 10:30. That day I will be discussing not less than 40-50 questions which are very important from the examination point of view. There could be some which we have already discussed, there could be some which we have not discussed, and I will tell you how to crack the code for the examination. Sir, in LLP 2 partners can be a Desi partners also. No sir, very good. Yes beta. They told minimum one should be this, both can be Desi, no problem. Great. So how many of you are eagerly waiting for day after tomorrow's class? 40-50 question, tack, 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 tack. It 10 से question, case based questions, true or false question, choose the right answer question, difference between question. So याद करेंगे और eagerly सुनेंगे. उससे पहले कल और एक concept pending है. क्या concept pending है कल के लिए? Companies Act. LLP, can there be a case based question? As of now, not required. If anything, I will let you know. Great. Tomorrow we will be seeing Companies Act 2013. Sure. With this, all the very best. May God bless you all. Take an additional 10 minutes break. 11 o'clock, you have accounts class. Over to Gauri ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session, sir. So the students can, I think, leave now and come back at 11 for accounts by Adarsh Ranay, sir.
Thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Thank you.